Hey, welcome back to the Undrafted and Unqualified Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Anthony here with Vinny, and we are back. Week 10 recap. Little different setting today, but hey, whatever works, whatever works.
Yeah, we're slumming it out right now
Yeah,
in the
slumming it
college
out,
dorm,
slumming it out.
but you got to do it somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, injuries got in the way. I can't really move well, so Vinny came over. But yeah, we'll get our episode done. We'll be all the same. Don't worry about
Mhm.
it. With that being said, how'd you do this week?
I went 4-1
Damn.
again, or yeah,
Okay.
4-1. So
It's pretty good.
yeah, playoffs are looking good in 3 out of the 4 leagues I'm in, or
Pretty
no,
good.
4 out of the 5. But yeah,
All
yeah, pretty
right.
good week.
All right.
How about you?
Yeah, I won in our league again, barely.
Mm-hmm.
With again like a running back at the last minute, it won me the week.
Yep.
But yeah,
Other
I
league?
lost my other league.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got
Dude, it's like a
tough
guaranteed
league.
130 for them every week, I swear. This guy put up 180 on me.
Sometimes it feels like that.
Jerry Jeudy had his best week of the season with a
Yeah,
20 bomb. His
yeah.
defense and kicker combined 31.
In the
It's
one
just,
league I lost to, I won, or the one league I lost to the 1-9 team with I had the second highest points scored in the week. So
yeah,
that's how it goes.
yeah. All right, we had four teams on bye this last week. Bengals, Cowboys, Chiefs, and Titans. Only two this upcoming week, so that's hopefully better, especially considering one is the Saints.
It was a great
So
week. We didn't have to watch the Titans play football.
yeah, yeah, but we also didn't get to see the Chiefs
Yeah,
or
true, but I'll
Cowboys
take
or
that cancel out.
Bengals.
I'll cancel that out with the Titans being not
Yeah,
an NFL team for a
yeah, that
week.
was great.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't have to skip over them this week out of respect.
Yeah.
Let's get into some news first, though. First off, the injuries as always. Devontae Adams banged up, although they're saying like he would have gone in the game if it was a closer game.
Mm.
Jackson Dart concussion ruled out. The way he runs, it's like, all right, that's gonna happen. So just keep an eye on that. If Dart is to miss time, downgrade everybody by a mile,
Yeah,
by a
seriously.
mile.
Maybe
But
only Wandale like could have some value just because of the type of receiver
yeah,
he is, but
who would be their quarter? Who's their backup?
I don't know.
Russ?
Oh, Russ
Russ
or
or
James.
James?
Yeah.
So maybe don't downgrade them a ton now that we're talking about it. But yeah, it's still a downgrade
I
for the
mean, to
offense.
begin with, the only player that was like fantasy relevant was Dart.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
like Wandale's had some good weeks,
Wandale's been
but
actually, I think he's top 15 on the
he's just a
year.
reception machine.
Yeah,
So like you could feel confident in him. But yeah, I'd agree. Like
yeah,
Dart's a big blow.
yeah. Keep an eye. You pick up a QB in advance.
You
Garrett Wilson re-aggravated 3 to 4 more weeks. Um,
It was
that
a tough
sucks.
situation
Yeah,
to begin with. I mean, that football game was horrible. I mean, just to watch
that team
Justin
is
Fields,
horrible.
yeah.
Yeah, oh my
He had
God.
like 4 passing yards in the first half.
Yeah,
I don't think that it was looking good for Garrett Wilson if he was hurt
yeah,
or wasn't
no.
hurt.
J.K. Dobbins, I heard today, candidate for IR. Although he's questionable, candidate for IR. I think, yeah, fire up Harvey. He's just questionable. Oh, he got banged up in the game. No, like, I think it's more serious than we initially thought. So I'd be looking, yeah, there
Yeah.
it is, 1 hour ago. Broncos viewing Dobbins as a potential candidate for IR.
Yeah, fire up
Foot
Harvey.
injury. So yeah, Harvey, like, we said sell him the last few weeks and for good reason because of Dobbins' role. But now that that's vacated, it's like, wow, Harvey's going to have a crazy role.
Yeah. Yep.
Tough matchup this week against the Chiefs, but yeah, let's hope Dobbins isn't out too long.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, similar to the Hampton. We could talk about it more when we get to that game, but
Yeah,
like what the role for Harvey. But yeah.
yeah, for sure. Travion and Terrell Jennings actually both got hurt in the Pats game.
Shit.
Travion should be fine. Who knows with the three of them, but they're on a short week, so just keep an eye on that backfield. If two of them are out, you're gonna have another big week.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Travion's the healthy one after that.
Seriously.
But if Ramondre's back, yeah, just keep an eye on whoever's
Hmm.
healthy.
Hmm.
If three of them are healthy, it's gonna be ugly again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
keep an eye. It's a short week. Aronde Gadsden got hurt. I think he's listed as day to day. I saw that today, so he should be good.
Yeah. It didn't seem serious.
Yep. Travis Hunter officially done for the year. He got surgery on his LCL. That's all it was though. So he's done for the year. That vacates targets. I think Parker Washington might actually be relevant the rest of the
Yeah.
season, which is
I think
weird.
so.
But
Yeah.
even Jacoby Myers, I see brighter days ahead.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, BTJ, Hopefully.
Yeah, I was gonna say it
This has
sucks
been a
that we don't even
disaster.
mention BTJ in
I
that.
know.
Like, he doesn't deserve it,
I
but
know.
yeah.
Well, he's been hurt too.
Yeah, but even
Yeah. Dalton Kincaid week to week, actually. So keep an eye on that if Dalton Kincaid is your starting tight end because he's been great. So keep an
mhm,
eye on Kincaid. Bam Knight got hurt. So DeMarcado kind of took over. Benson should be
he'll be
back sooner
back,
than
yeah.
later, hopefully this week. Zay Jones, Achilles, not great. Could open up the passing lane to get more consolidated than it already is.
Hmm.
Those are the injuries. Couple other pieces of news. They are related to injury, but Burrow designated from IR. He's
Yeah.
actually on pace to return around Thanksgiving, which is earlier than expected. So you love that. You love to see it.
Right around playoff, like fantasy playoff time,
Yeah.
getting reach into that. So that's
Yeah,
big.
Burrow is an interesting name to keep an eye on. Like, do you go get him? I think Flacco is startable until Burrow
Oh
was
yeah,
back.
for sure.
Um, but yeah, I mean,
I think
this is
it
great.
I think it's an interesting timeline because the worry with them was that will they still be in the hunt where it makes sense to even bring Burrow back?
Hmm.
But he made a comment. I mean, this is media trained answer, but like he said, our division is pretty wide open, which it
It
is.
is.
So if like
Their number one team is 5-4, the
yeah,
Steelers.
yep. So if they string a couple more wins together with Flacco, there's a very good reason to bring back Burrow.
Yeah,
And this is a guy that's top five everyone's rankings before, at
yeah,
least ours before the season started. So like he's someone that when he's
yeah,
healthy, you start.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's definitely something to
I
watch.
think the playoff schedule is pretty nice, if I'm not
We
wrong,
could take a
too. Here,
look.
I'll pull that up. While I'm looking this up, the other piece of news is that Bucky Irving has no timetable to return, so it's rough. But yeah, looking at this playoff schedule for Joe Burrow, they just went on bye. They get a juicy matchup this week, a nice matchup the next 2 weeks. Buffalo's a tough one in week 14, which it's likely he'll be back for that. But then the playoffs hit, you get a nice one against Baltimore, a very good one against Miami, tough against Arizona, but when it's Burrow, I don't even think that matters.
Yeah, I mean
Still,
he's one that's kind of matchup.
that's what I
Like they,
mean.
especially with that offense.
But when
So
you add in a lot of green in here, it's like
yeah.
that's a nice,
Yeah,
yeah,
if you stashed him on the IR, like you should keep him there with this news. But also, if he's available, like
yeah,
go get him. Like I'm talking about in free agency. Like
yep,
there could be like he was
yep,
on bye, he's been hurt the whole
very good
season.
chance. Yep,
There's a good shot. I don't know his roster or his
it's
availability in
high.
leagues, but like
It's or
um
his
it
roster percentage is
is
high.
it still, yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense. But
66% owned.
if he is available, like
Get him. Yeah,
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 throw him in your IR spot. Like if you have one available. Like
yeah.
so but yeah,
Yeah,
definitely someone to
back to
watch.
Bucky real quick though. Sean Tucker did get some carries. First running back this season, or first player to rush for over 50 yards against the Patriots.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think he went 9 for 52, I think, or 10 for 52, something like
Yeah, I
that.
knew he got some run.
So him, whichever one it was, they went 9 and 10 carries, Sean Tucker and Rashad White. I don't know who
Okay.
had more, but Rashad White got all the receiving work still
Yeah,
too. He had
it turned
five
out to like a
receptions.
decent fantasy
Yeah, it was
day.
10 points. It
Yeah.
was fine. But I kind of trust Rashad White more moving forward. He still had 72% of the snap.
Yeah.
We just need Bucky back. But they have a very nice playoff schedule. So,
Mm.
yeah, Rashad, you could keep on the radar if they're like, all right, we're shutting Bucky down for the year for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
definitely.
But they'll want him back. They'll want him back. They're going to be a playoff team. So,
Yeah. I think that's why part of the reason they're not rushing him is
right,
that like you want him healthy for the playoff run.
right. All right, let's get into the recap here. So start Thursday night. Nice barn burner.
This
As of
might have been one of the worst games I've
this,
ever watched.
all the primetime games this week sucked. Broncos beat the Raiders 10-7. Geno Smith looks like a giant
Oh
fart on the
shit.
field. Ashton Genty was all right. He's still getting all the work.
Yep.
Bowers looked like dog water. One reception. Um, Tyler Lockett was the leading receiver. What the hell's going on? Get
Yeah.
get that old guy off the field, please. Get the ball to Bowers, Trey Tucker, Ashton Genty. Genty had 3 catches for 3 yards on 5 targets. Actually, that's not bad. Genty is great. I love Genty. This
Yeah.
was a tough matchup on paper. The Broncos have an unbelievable defense, but
That's what I was gonna say is that I feel like this was a week for like people to like kind of
Shake more sacks for the
judge
Broncos.
judge the
Holy.
Raiders receiving room with Jacoby out, like who was going to step up? Is it Tucker? Like Tucker's on paper the number one
Yep.
receiver, not obvious option. That's Brock, but
It's
like
Tyler Lockett.
was Deontay Thornton going to take a step up in usage?
Yeah,
Was Jack
none of
Besh?
them.
No, it's
Here,
Tyler Lockett,
let's
the
take
30-something-year-old veteran.
let's take a
When you're
look
a
here. Let's
tanking
take a look.
team, you'd think they want to get Besh and Thornton involved, but no, they really were not involved at all.
So get this. Trey Tucker was on the field for 100% of snaps.
Yeah, I believe it.
Deontay Thornton was actually next up with 62%. Lockett had 57%, and then Besh had only 23.
Yeah.
So Besh, you can don't worry about him. He's
Yep.
he's a dynasty guy, if anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, better days are probably ahead for Thornton if we're being honest. But
And I
Trey
think
Tucker,
Tucker,
yeah,
yeah.
Trey Tucker is the one where
I would
100% of snaps, you know better days are ahead. The Broncos defense is insane.
exactly.
6 sacks again, like they're disgusting. And Bowers will be just
Is
fine.
Surtain still out? I think he's on
I think,
IR, I
yeah.
think. Yeah. But still, their defense
It
is
doesn't even matter. Like Trey Tucker just can't match up with them.
mhm.
Bo Nix, what a bum. I started him this week and he was awful. So yeah, he's very scary to own in fantasy, honestly.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
really is. I have to start him this week because Daniel Jones is on bye, and I'm not looking forward to that against the Chiefs.
Hmm.
So that's scary. Dobbins still had all the work, but like we said, he got banged up. So keep an eye on Harvey. It's been consolidated to Dobbins and Harvey. That's it in this backfield. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, Harvey's in for some good days ahead.
I was so because we were just talking about it right before we started, and Fantasy Pros right now has Harvey ranked at 27
Yeah,
on the
mad
week,
low, mad
which
low.
is very surprising to me considering like he's gotten work with Dobbins. Like he's been getting work. Maybe not like obviously not elite level production,
He's not getting enough though, because
but
his
considering
snaps.
Dobbins on the field that he's clearly number one, like Harvey's had some decent weeks.
Yeah, but even when he's producing, week 8 and week 9, those 2 weeks where he had a ton of touchdowns, 27% of snaps, 32% of snaps. He had 28% this week. Just, I mean, the ceiling for him, if Dobbins is down and hits
Exactly.
IR, is going to be
Well, that's
insane.
why it's surprising me because like they didn't have Dobbins on the rankings. So
Yeah,
Harvey, like this is a site that had Tracy on like the top 20 when Scattaboo went down. Like
yeah,
Harvey to me is like a borderline, like could be a top 15 play with Dobbins out.
he
So like
should be. He
I
should be, in my
have if
opinion.
you wait, I have him in a couple leagues. Like I'm not
It's
fired up for Dobbins being
it's
hurt, but
coming.
like I'm fired up to like play him, start him in a flex spot, even a RB2 spot this week.
Let's take a look at
Um,
the next 4 games, though. Here's the problem. The next 4 games, Kansas City,
that's a
brutal.
tough
You hit the
matchup.
bye.
But I think receiving work, like he
Receiving,
still has
yeah.
upside.
But yeah, it sucks because it's Kansas City and then you hit the bye. Juicy matchup with Washington.
You know,
The Vegas is not a great matchup. And then so you get Vegas and then your playoff schedule is Green Bay, brutal, Jacksonville, brutal, and then Kansas City again. So it's not amazing,
well,
but
at that point, Dobbins might be back, but like who knows? Like this is what it takes for
still
rookie running backs to get their shot.
with the receiving work, I think you could probably fire him up as a RB2, but
Yeah.
and the ceiling, like I said, the ceiling's through the
Oh
roof.
yeah.
But at the same time, it's like these matchups are not fun to play against.
Yeah. But I think when you have a workhorse role, like
Yeah, it'll work
volume
itself out.
over, in my opinion, volume is more important than matchup. Like if he's gonna be the guy getting like Dobbins gets 18 carries in this
Yep.
game. If Harvey gets 18 carries, he's an
Yeah.
auto start. Like
Yeah, he
so
is.
that's my opinion. But I
I
was surprised
agree.
to
You
see them
just
that
you'll
low,
just
him
have to
that
temper
low.
expectations too.
Yeah, exactly. And all obviously like play it out. If Dobbins is healthy, like
Yeah.
it's the same
Corey
situation.
Franklin led in receiving again.
Scored the
Yes,
touchdown too.
Sutton, man. What do you do? I mean, Franklin's been better. So I think you have to start considering that where Sutton might not be the alpha in this offense
Yeah,
anymore, which
absolutely.
sucks. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
that. It's those
yeah.
two guys though. That's it. No tight end, nothing.
For such a bad game, we spent a lot of time on
We
it. But I
really
think the
did.
Harvey
We
thing
really
was
did.
important to talk
Just like
about.
5 minutes
Because
on
that's like
that
a
game.
potential league winner if like Dobbins goes down.
Yeah, well, this was a game. Colts Falcons. Let's just start with the elephant in the room. Jonathan Taylor, 32 carries, 244 yards,
Oh
and
my
three
gosh.
touchdowns,
Yeah,
and 3 receptions for 42 yards. He had almost 50 fantasy points.
yeah.
This dude is unbelievable. He's had more games with 3 touchdowns this season than a number of teams in the league
Yeah.
rushing touchdowns this season.
Yeah, I think like I know big Pats fan, Drake May fan. I think this is the MVP right now. I know it's a QB award, but like this type of
We'll
season right
we'll
now.
we'll see how the Colts end up at the end of the year.
Yeah.
If they end up as good as they are at 8-2, it should be between him and Drake
Yeah.
May.
Oh yeah.
Those are the two teams with the Broncos actually at the top of the league right
And
now.
that's saying something, as I mentioned, like QB award.
But
Like the fact
Yeah,
that like that should be
The Broncos though, they're not gonna have a QB or anybody an MVP
no,
candidate
no.
because it's their
But
defense,
just
which
watching this game, like he won them the
well,
game.
he
Like
won them the
Daniel
game.
Jones was not having that great of a
Daniel
game.
Jones was
The
all
offense
right.
wasn't moving well. Besides when he just broke off these
Tyler
80,
Boyd had a
40
good game.
yard
Alec
runs.
Pierce again, man. Alec Pierce was
Yeah, yeah.
something.
Pierce and Pittman had a little
He's
bit of a
good.
dud, but I'm
Pittman
not
had a
worried
dud.
about him.
Yeah.
I
Downs did nothing again.
yeah,
But man, like
yeah.
Jonathan
Monster day.
Taylor, you talked him up this offseason too.
I did. I almost like I wish had put him as my one of my guys, but I just
Yeah.
I wasn't that in on him,
Yeah.
I but I
Sometimes
never pictured
sometimes you
this.
just look
Like
back at it and that's
yeah,
what
but I mean
happens.
still, wow. Like this is a ridiculous season. He's on pace for like 20
25
yeah,
touchdowns,
like
something
it's
insane.
wild. He already broke the Colts single season rushing touchdown
Yeah,
record,
he's
and it's
ridiculous.
week 10.
He is, I think, 5 games with 3+ in a game.
Yeah, yeah, or yeah, at least three, at
Yeah.
least three. But I think he has four with three plus touchdowns, three with three plus rushing touchdowns. The other one he caught a receiving. So like, it's just some
Still,
wild
dude.
numbers
It's
though.
insane. The
Um,
Falcons, Penix was pretty mid. Bijan getting vultured twice.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks to be a Bijan owner right now and watching Tyler Algier get the carry. But hey, he's a good play. It's tough because he's a good player.
I
But
don't like. Is the only reason just the wear and tear that those goal line carries put on you, or like what? I don't get it. Like
because Bijan's the shifty guy, Algier, nobody's stopping him.
I know, but there's no player like Bijan in the
I know.
he's so talented, and you see all these other running backs that have this like less talent that are getting
Yeah.
every carry. And I get it. In my opinion, it has to be something related to like wear and tear that they
Yeah,
just want. Like I don't
I
know,
don't know because also like I mean
but I'd be very frustrated if I was a
yeah,
Bijan
yeah.
owner.
He had 10
Like
points for me this
that's the
week.
difference. Yeah, 10 points, and he could
He
have
gets
had like
receiving
20
work, which is
points.
nice. He didn't have any this game, but
Yeah, only a couple
great.
of
Hey, if you're a
receptions.
Drake London owner, it's
Oh yeah,
very nice to be a
this
Drake
is what you
London owner.
pictured. Everyone was
6 for
very high
104
on
and a
him.
touchdown. That's interesting. Mooney had 8 targets. He caught one. Yeah, I don't think Mooney's worth owning. It's really only Drake London out of the receiving game. Pitts
Yeah.
is nah. But
Pitts, you could definitely start like on a
yeah,
week to week basis, but you're gonna have weeks like two for 38.
yeah.
All right, what do we
Moving
got?
on.
Giant.
Giants, Bears, the another oh, that's a piece of news we forgot. Dable got
Oh
fired.
yeah.
Dable got fired because they're 0-4 when leading by 10 points this season.
Yeah.
It's bad. They can't hold games. Dart, he looked great but got hurt.
hmm
He had 2 rushing touchdowns again.
Yeah, he
He's
looks like
great,
Josh
yeah.
Allen. Like,
Tracy had a little more work than Singletary this week, which is nice to see. He was way more efficient too.
mhm.
Receiving wise, Theo Johnson, your start of the week was a great call, 7 for 75. Wandale, 6 for 62 on 11 targets. Like
Yeah.
that's about it. Slayton's gonna have a deep ball occasionally. He went 4 for 89. There's not much else to talk about with this team. I think Singletary is worth picking up though. He had some receiving work too.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess especially
Here,
with
let's check the snap counts too.
especially if Russ or Jameis start playing, like they're not a rusher like Dart. So they're gonna might be more
Right.
prone to dump off to a guy like Singletary.
Yeah, Tracy took over though, 67 to 33% this week. Um, but yeah, other than that, like they run a very consolidated offense.
Yep.
As for the Bears, Caleb was good again. Swift, he took back over versus Kyle Monangai, but Monangai got in the end zone.
Yep.
Roma Dunze was back. Loveland looked okay, but with Komet back, it's kind of tough to what do you do with him, you know?
Yeah, I think no, but for a tight end like
Swift
this,
had 8 targets. What
yeah,
the
no, I was gonna
hell?
say Swift is like I as a Swift owner, I was a little worried about after Monangai rushes for 200 plus. What does that look like? It's pretty clear.
This was the
Swift.
split, 62-38 in favor of Swift.
Yeah, so Swift is still their guy. I
Yeah,
think maybe Monanga's gonna vulture those goal line carries, but
yeah.
um,
This is what we were seeing already anyways,
yeah,
though. It
yeah.
literally reverted right back to what it was.
But Swift's problem early on in the season was efficiency, and he was super efficient today. I
Yeah.
mean, this past week, like 6 yards per carry. He got involved and he had 5 receptions. Like he was involved just on meaningful plays too.
Yeah.
Like I watched some of the game and there was multiple times where it was like fourth downs and Caleb was looking to him to
Yeah.
pass the ball to. So like
Yeah.
he's still very much involved in the offense. I think you can feel confident in that.
Yeah. I mean, 8 targets for a running back is ridiculous.
Yo,
Cole Kmet did play more than Loveland. Not by a lot, 66 to 62% of snaps, but
I
still,
wonder if that's like a
that's
blocking
concerning.
because he had two
Yeah.
targets for.
DJ Moore was a goose this week. What do you even think about this offense now? Like, is one player gonna get a goose each week? Like,
I've always for the past like Rome's been my buy the past couple weeks.
yeah,
I think
he's still the one.
he's
He's
the
still the one,
clear week in
easily.
my mind. I felt like that goose from him was an outlier. Like that
It's
won't
just
happen.
weird though.
But
Like,
like I think it's clearly Rome, and I really think like Loveland's like that. I don't think that last week was just a random breakout because of Komet being out.
yeah,
Good matchup. I think he's gonna. I could see him being the number two in this offense
he
going
could be.
forward.
Yeah, DJ Moore, 4 targets, but nothing.
And I think Burden's at a point where like he's just a big play kind
Yeah,
of gadget guy right now.
yeah,
Like he's
Burton's a
not
gadget guy. He's not on the field enough either.
exactly. So I really think like Loveland, like you should pick him up if available, even if he's just on your bench. Like
Yeah,
you
I think
play him
so.
matchup base, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
All right, what do we got next?
I don't know, a couple entertaining games here though. Those two. Bills
Bills.
Dolphins. Dude, what is up with this Dolphins team this year? The hell, the Bills, man.
I think it was more so the Bills like
Josh
just
Allen
letting
was
him.
solid for fantasy. Cook
Yeah.
was didn't Keon get in the end zone this week? He did, but it's still Shakir. Kincaid got hurt. That blows for the offense as a whole.
Yep. Yep.
I'm not worried. Keon is a name to keep an eye on though. 8
Coleman.
targets, yeah.
I I just don't think he
I
is,
don't think so
honestly.
either, but at the same time, like 8 targets, 3 for 46 and a touchdown. Like he's an end zone guy more than Shakir. Shakir's gonna get a ton of targets every game
I
though.
know, but we just had him as like our drop. Like I feel like just
Drop,
this
yeah.
one game
I
doesn't
don't know.
move the
I
it doesn't
think
move the
I
needle for
think this
me.
would move the needle out of the drop zone for me.
It really doesn't for me.
You'd
Like
still drop him.
yeah, I mean it was 8 targets, but
Mhm.
like only 3 catches, and like
Yeah.
so I'm just imagining like what if he doesn't get in the end zone? It's not like he has enough like floor to make that a good week still.
hmm
So I don't know. For me, it's still like I if I saw Keon Coleman on waivers, I'm not like rushing to go pick him
Yeah,
up.
no, no.
Number
It's
one
still
priority.
Shakir.
Yeah, so
James Cook will be fine.
yeah,
But
but yeah, for me, it didn't really move the needle.
yeah, whatever. The Bills are the Bills. The Tua was kind of a bum, but Devon Achane was unbelievable.
Yeah,
22 for
yeah.
174 and two. Didn't he get in the end zone receiving too?
No, but he had 6 for 50. Like, yeah,
6 for 51.
he had
Yeah.
almost a 40-point day too, I
And
think.
then
But
it's Waddle. We say this every week. Waddle 5 for 84 and one on 7 targets. Yeah, those two start him every week. That's it.
yep,
That's
yeah.
the Dolphins. Weekly recap, the same as always.
This was a big week for I'm an HN owner, and like this was good to see him get back to that form of like just dropping bombs
Yep.
like week to week. So
Yeah.
he is their
He's an
offense. He's
electric
their
player.
offense. They like there's been like third and 15s. They just give a screen, hand it
Yep.
off to him. Like he is their offense. So that was a good week to see from him.
Yep. Ravens beat the Vikings.
Ravens
Um,
are back.
the Ravens are back. Lamar being back is great for them. Derrick Henry, he's getting carries. It was a midweek, but like he's getting carries still, which 20 you'll like that every week.
And I will say from like fantasy points perspective, I think he only had like 10 or something like
Yeah.
that. But like they Justice Hill stole a touchdown at the one. He had
Yep.
one carry for one
Which makes no
touchdown.
sense. Why would you
I
ever put Justice Hill on
I don't
one
know. And
when you
then
have Derrick Henry?
it was a first and goal, and it was at the two. They threw to
They
Mark
threw it.
Andrews.
Yeah.
So like you could look at the day that way. Like he's getting the volume back, Lamar's back, but if he scores those 2 touchdowns, it's a really good day.
Yep.
So I'm not really worried about Derrick Henry. A lot of people are, but like as long as Lamar's
I'm really
healthy,
not
you
worried.
start him every week.
That volume though, you don't just get 20 carries as a running back.
Yeah.
Like that's a very good
Oh yeah,
day.
yeah.
Um, as for the tight ends, it's still really split. I still like I still like Likely. I think Andrews is okay as well. They each had 5 targets. Didn't
Yeah.
translate to anything. The only thing that happened was Zay 4 for 75. This is another week where he's low double digits in fantasy points.
Yeah.
It's like the third or fourth straight week for him. I think he's just got a really steady floor. Like imagine if he catches one of those for a
Yeah.
touchdown.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
I kind of like Zay rest of the season if I'm being
And
honest.
he was like that before Lamar went down. Like he was very
Yeah.
connecting with Lamar
Yeah.
early on.
Yeah, he was actually cooking,
Yeah.
if
Oh
I
yeah, he was like a
remember. Like,
top five receiver the first 3 weeks.
yeah, oh, hold on. Let
Um,
me pull this up right here. Zay Flowers in week one had 28 points for 143 yards. Week two had 14. Week three, he was down 3 points. Then it was 14, 12, 8. They hit the bye, 14, 11, and 12. So he hasn't topped
yeah, good
14 since.
floor.
But yeah, he's got a good floor. The schedule moving forward isn't too bad either. Um, Cleveland, the Jets are a way better game than they used to be. Cincinnati's still good. Pittsburgh's great. Cincinnati again. New England, I don't love because of Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's
And
bad.
Green Bay is not a great matchup either. But overall, it's a pretty nice schedule
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
forward. As for the Vikings, JJ looked a little bit better. First game over 200 yards this year for him. 2 picks. The running back room's disgusting. I don't want any part of either one, even though Aaron Jones went 9 for 47 and a touchdown. He's also getting the receiving work, so he does have some floor. 3 for 22 on 6 targets is pretty nice, but
For
yeah,
me, like
it's gross.
I'm a big when it comes to quarterbacks, like eye test person. Like you could just
Yeah,
tell
JJ
his
stinks.
he just does it. Like I
He
swear, every
stinks.
time he's back in the pocket, he loads up like to try and throw it like
Yeah,
150 miles per hour. Like
yeah,
I don't
he
know.
does have a cannon.
He doesn't look good. Like
No.
and like just the fact that he's targeting Jefferson 12 times, targeting Addison 11 times, and it's just not resulting in any
Four
sort of
catches on
production.
12 targets for Jefferson, 3 catches on 11 targets for Addison. He
Yeah.
missed each of them 8 times.
And there was a couple, did you watch the game? There was a couple
I didn't
times where
watch this
he
one.
would just throw a bomb and like
Yeah,
no
he's
one was
just
in the
he
vicinity.
just chucks it up. I mean, Jalen Naylor had the day, 5 for 124 and a touchdown, but
Yeah, he caught a long touchdown.
Hawkinson's droppable. I mean, Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, like they have a beautiful rest of the season
Yeah,
schedule, like unbelievable. But it's like, what do you do when
yeah,
without Wentz, they're looking like bums? Like 4 for 37 for Justin Jefferson. It
yeah.
makes no
And that's been
sense.
the norm for
That's
him.
been the
It's
norm. That's what I
like a
mean.
5 to 6 targets for like 60 to 70 yards. Like
Yeah.
that's just been what it's. But I mean,
It
the
sucked
only
because it was
reason
like
that
last year.
drags me back in like every week is Kevin O'Connell.
And
Like I
it's
trust his
Justin
offense.
Jefferson.
Yeah,
Like
it's Justin Jefferson. Like, but
Jordan
I
Addison's great
Kevin
too.
O'Connell like clearly like there's targets like there that just needs
You
to
know how many
translate.
times he threw the ball this week? 42.
42.
42 times. He completed 20 of
He
them.
just doesn't look good. Like I don't
He
know.
completed like 47% of his passes.
And they're not winning games
No, they're
either. Like
4-5.
so they're in a tough spot, but I just like trust for fantasy, like you have to start Jefferson every week. I don't think Addison's a weekly starter, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's a tough
It's
situation.
gross. Yeah. Speaking of, I sent a trade out for Justin Jefferson. Let's take a look here. Uh, nothing yet. Nothing yet.
What was the trade?
I offered,
Oh, you guys
yeah,
talked about
yeah.
it, yeah.
I offered 2 receivers to go get Justin Jefferson. We'll see. It's not even a horrible trade because he could use some depth too. Jets, Browns. Let's keep this quick. Dylan Gabriel.
His
Not
ass.
terrible, actually. Not
I mean,
terrible.
just but did you see his like miss
He's dude,
throws?
it's shitter time. It needs to
It's going
be.
viral that like they think they're purposefully tanking because of how bad he's
It
missing
needs to be
people.
Shador.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Quinshawn's great. He's getting everything. Receiving wise, it was all Judy this week. Oof. 6 for 78 and a touchdown. Njoku got a touchdown. Fannin caught a couple passes.
Yeah.
Cedric Tillman is back. Really didn't change anything for this offense. Njoku, though, I'd be most worried about him. I think it's Fannin is going to have better
Yeah.
days ahead.
Njoku's the touchdown guy. I think it could honestly be like a likely Andrews situation where
It does
like
feel
that
like
seems
it
like a
could.
weird comparison, but Njoku's going to be the red zone guy, but Fannin will rack up like across the field stuff.
They're
Um,
split. Fannin 66% of snaps, Njoku 68. Njoku needs like that 80% to be relevant. He
yeah,
really
yeah. He's
does.
a
So
touchdown or bust guy.
yeah. As for the Jets, Justin Fields, what? He threw the ball 11 times.
Yeah, he had 4 passing yards in the first game.
54 yard. This guy stinks.
Yeah.
They need to fire.
And
They need to clear house. They
and I
need
mean
to
the
get rid
rushing
of
upside isn't
everything.
even there. Like
No,
it
I
I mean
know.
I'm not the upside, but like the production isn't
7 for
there.
28 this week. Brees did pretty
Brees had
well,
a good
actually.
day.
Yeah, 1 for 42 and a touchdown through the air. Guess how many catches everybody else had? One.
Yep,
Six
that's
guys
the
had
lead.
one catch.
And the most targets was 3
Yeah.
to Garrett Wilson, who
Wait,
didn't
wait,
have a
I have
catch.
to make a change. I have to make a change in here real quick. Hold on. I'm deleting somebody. Yeah, I did have Mason Taylor in the waivers, but the production hasn't been there. And with the way this team is running, it's like,
Yeah.
sheesh.
No,
I just figured because Garrett Wilson, like, because
yeah.
he's now down, but it doesn't even matter. It really doesn't.
But then there's weeks like a couple weeks ago, or even maybe last week, where Fields had like 200 something passing
He's
yards. He
so
threw a couple
stupid. Like,
touchdowns. He
why is he
looks like
like this?
okay, but
Let's see. Let's see.
I mean
Let's
the Browns defense is very good, but I don't know.
He can't perform in tough matchups, but he does in the good ones.
Yeah,
So, well, their schedule is actually pretty nice. Pats, Baltimore, decent matchups for each. Atlanta's brutal. Then you get a juicy matchups against the Dolphins, Jaguars, Saints, and Pats.
yeah,
And then it's week 18. So
yeah.
it's like maybe they'll turn around. I don't trust them.
You can't
I don't
start him
trust them.
regardless, but yeah,
Yeah.
that game was horrible. And also, not to mention, it looks like a high scoring game. There was 2 special teams touchdowns for
That's
the
the
Jets.
toilet bowl.
So there
Yeah.
was two
Yeah.
like
That's the toilet bowl of the season right there.
all right, here we go.
Patriots, Buccaneers, not the Browns. Patriots, Buccaneers. Patriots go in, I think, as underdogs, and they come
I was
away
surprised
and
they
they
were
win.
underdogs.
I'm telling you, this team, well, Buccaneers at home, and the Patriots haven't really played anybody good yet.
But
Now they do, and they win.
just because of the
It's like
injuries to the Bucks, like they really have a lot of big time injuries on offense.
they do.
So that's what surprised me. But
Yeah, I
also the
mean,
Patriots are good, like
Drake
very
May
good.
looked good again.
There
Travion.
we go.
14 for 147 and 2. He broke out.
Yeah.
It's his time. That's the good thing. Here's the bad thing. Ramondre might be back. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But like we said in the news, just keep an eye. If Travion gets it again, fire him up as a confident RB2.
Hmm.
This Jets defense is not good. As for receivers, Mac Hollins is a fluke. I'm telling you, 6 for 106 on 10 targets. That's a fluke. There was no booty this week. Diggs got in the end zone, 5 for 46 and 1. Kyle Williams,
Yeah.
long
Turned on the
touchdown. That
Jets, yeah.
both him and Travion getting in the end zone was awesome to see. It's like, oh, the rookies are here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Diggs feel great, and then yeah,
But
that's it.
for
I'm excited for Travion.
Yeah, I am excited, but like you said, like it sucks that, if you watch, like I'm sure you watched the game, Travion won the Pats that game.
Oh
He
yeah,
had two
yeah,
50+ yard touchdowns at really important spots in the game.
yep.
That's why you draft him. That's why you play him because of that juice, that big playability. But the
We've
fact,
comped him to Gibbs
oh yeah,
forever,
and
and it is the
this
case.
feels like a breakout game, but it feels like similar to how I felt about the RJ Harvey like 3
Yeah,
touchdown game where it's like this feels like he should be top 12 RB rest of the season, get all the work.
yeah.
But Ramondre's gonna come back and for some reason variable, like everything's going right for them. But like so why would you switch it up? But that's your opportunity to use the tool that
Yep.
you drafted early on. So it's frustrating. We'll have to see how it plays out.
They will more.
But
I'll tell you that.
just
They
like what
will
else does he have
more.
to do? Like this guy won you a game.
I'll tell
Like,
you this, even if it does become a split again, he'll be used more. It'll be
yeah.
interesting to see how much the split will happen, but like I would probably still start him once Ramondre is back.
I would too. I would feel
So
confident
they
doing
also
that.
have a beautiful schedule. Like I think one of the best.
Yeah, they have a pretty cake
Yeah,
schedule.
Baker looked good. Baker looked quite good again. Yeah, Sean Tucker had 9 carries, Rashad White had 10, so he's still getting the bulk. He also had 5 catches. Um, yeah, this offense too, like Igbuka, 6 for 115 and one on 13 targets. Like
Yeah, he's a
he's a
monster.
wide receiver one rest of the year.
Mhm.
Kate Otten, 9 for 82 on 12 targets. He's a startable tight end. He's been great lately because
Yeah,
of the injuries.
yeah.
And then the next guy up is Tez Johnson, 4 for 42, 2 touchdowns. Like Tez
Tez,
is worth
he's been
owning. He's
getting in
been
the end
good. He's
zone.
been
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So it's like the Bucks, there's always going to be mouths to feed, and we're seeing it be those
And
three
Baker
guys
feeds
currently.
him. Like you
Yeah,
can count on Baker no matter who's in the receiving room. Like
you
he'll
just
get them
want pieces
involved.
of this offense, no
Yeah.
matter who it is. Like we
Exactly.
thought at one point it would be Sterling Shepard, but no, it's very much Tez Johnson.
Yeah. What's the deal with Mike Evans? I know he's on IR, but like
I think he's done
I've
for the
seen it.
year.
Okay, I was gonna say I've seen some
I
people
think he
dropping
will
him
be.
in a couple
Yeah.
of my leagues, so he must be
Well,
done.
here, let's see. I think he's gonna be done. They're not gonna rush him back.
And then Godwin's still just like
He
a
could be, here's the news is he could be back for playoffs.
okay.
So it seems like he'll be out probably for at least the rest of the fantasy season, if I had to guess.
Gotcha.
They
Okay.
placed him on IR only 19 days ago.
Damn, so the end of the 1,000 yard season
It's
streak.
done, yeah.
That's brutal.
Yep. That sucks. Another barn burner. Saints beat the Carolina Panthers. Actually, the Saints though, Tyler Shough looked good.
Yeah,
He looked
yeah.
good. Kamara was back,
He
22
was slinging it.
carries. It wasn't the most efficient, but still, Olave, 5 for 104 and a touchdown. He was my sit, and I mean, Shough was good, and he looked good. Juwan Johnson was Shough too, 4 for 92 and a touchdown. Like, yeah, I mean, Juwan is worth owning, especially now that Shaheed's gone. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's not much else to say. Keep an
Yeah,
eye on Kamara, temper expectations for now,
yeah.
but
I was
Olave and Juwan, I think are both startable.
Yeah, I think you have
They
to start
going by.
Olave just because of the upside and
Yeah,
like if Shuck
he
Shuck
has a
can
ton of
if
targets
Shuck
too.
can play like that or even close to that level, like
Yeah,
if he could just support one receiver, it'd probably be Olave. So like you
yeah,
could probably trust that week to week.
yep. Rico,
Yeah,
he's amazing.
Rip Cooper.
18 for 53 and a touchdown. It was a mediocre day, 3 for 10 through the air. He had 15 fantasy points, but still, like you can fire him up every
I
week,
think this game
honestly.
more showed that it's like it's his backfield
Oh,
more. It
100%.
sucks for Tua, but
100%.
like that's just kind of how the NFL
You got to
works
play the guy. Yeah.
sometimes.
Tet, 5 for 60. It was an all right day, but nothing fancy.
Another one though that like we talked about, we consistently talk about like this is his floor. Like he'll
Yeah.
just get these like he might not get in the end zone a lot. He might not have big yardage reception games, but like he'll give you a 10 close to 10 points every
Yep.
week,
Every
which
week.
is like it says something. If you're in like a three wide receiver league, that three wide receiver spot is good to
Yeah.
have 10 points in
Oh,
consistently.
for sure. Yeah, let's hit the next game.
Yeah, that was a quick one.
Yeah. Not much to talk about in consolidated offenses. Jags, Texans. What a comeback for the
Yeah,
Texans.
yeah.
Davis Mills.
26 points in the fourth
Yeah.
from the
And he had
Texans.
20. He led actually all quarterbacks on the day for fantasy. So
Davis Mills?
Davis Mills was the number one quarterback in the league.
Wow. Wow,
27
I did not know that.
27 points this week. He actually looked solid. He kept afloat a lot of the receivers. Like Nico had a day, 7 for 136 on 15 targets. I was like, all right, that's the Nico I traded
Yep.
for earlier in the season.
hmm
Dalton Schultz has looked good with him too. 7 for 53 and a touchdown on
hmm
11 targets. Jaden Higgins even 5 for 42 and a touchdown on 7 targets. Like that's your receiving core right there. It's
hmm
those three very clearly. Woody Marks got a ton of work. I think it was
It's
80% of
it's
snaps this
Woody
week.
season.
14 for 63 and a touchdown on the ground. He had 2 for 18 through the air.
Yep.
I am excited for Woody Marks
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah, I think it's officially like the takeover starting to st or starting to start.
Yep.
I don't know,
It's
that sounded
starting.
weird.
Yeah, it's
It's
starting.
it's starting, yeah.
Takeover
Uh
start.
but yeah, I mean I think you could chalk it up to a little bit like obviously Nick Chubb's not going to be in a receiving role when the
Yep.
team's down, but like he out carried him by a mile.
Yep.
I think it's just he got goal line work like I don't know. I think it's
We're
officially like
we're about to get a GTA 6 released before we get a update on Joe Mixon. Like
good. I don't care about
Joe
that guy.
Mixon,
Like
yeah.
he can
It's
say,
it's Woody. It's Woody moving
yeah,
forward.
no,
That's
yeah.
awesome. But yeah, I mean the fact that Davis Mills held them up is
hmm
what do you do when Stroud comes back? I don't know. I hope Stroud can still support. But it was nice to see this week for the Texans.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence is a bum. It's Texans are a very good defense. ETN looked good again, 16 for 58 at the touchdown.
Yep.
As for the receivers, Jacoby Myers, give him some time. He went 3 for 41.
Also
Not
had
bad
a
in his
he
first
also had a
game.
touchdown called back.
Yeah, not
So
not bad
like
for his first game.
yep.
Parker Washington, 3 for 38, or 3 for 33 and a touchdown, 7 targets. Yeah, it's those two for now until BTJ is back. And then Travis Hunter, we already mentioned, he's done for the year. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think good days are ahead for maybe both of them. Brutal matchup, like we mentioned
Yeah.
already.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited to see these guys moving forward.
Yeah. Stingley had maybe one of like the sickest
Oh, he's
interceptions I've
so good.
seen.
He is
He was like
so
a
good.
diving like behind on the route.
Stingley was a great pick.
Yeah. No.
Seahawks, Seahawks and Cardinals. 44-22 Seahawks. We get in the late games now, and they're
This
all blowouts.
this was over before it even
I
started. Like it
know.
was
The
35
Seahawks are
to nothing in the
disgusting. The
second.
Seahawks are legit. Darnold is nice, dude. Darnold, it was a rough game for him. He only threw the ball 12 times, but they didn't need to
Yeah.
anymore
Yeah.
because JSN said, "Oh, give me that 5 for 93 and a touchdown within like the first
It was first
10
quarter. It
minutes."
was the
Yeah.
first quarter, I
Yeah.
think, and then he didn't have a
He
catch
didn't
the
do
rest of the
anything else.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
He had
like
six
you said,
targets. They didn't need to.
Yeah, they
I
didn't
mean,
need to.
Charbonnet and Ken Walker, 14 carries each. They got George Halani in there to get 7 carries. He got a
Yep.
touchdown. I mean,
Yep.
Sharps got the touchdown. Ken Walker did not. So it's still split backfield, but
But that's become the norm. Like
yeah,
Sharps is the goal line guy. Kenneth
yeah,
Walker's. I don't know if you can regularly start him.
no,
Like because he doesn't have touchdown upside, and you basically need him to have like an 100-yard game to
yeah,
even get 10 points. Like
yep,
which isn't that good from the RB position. So
yeah.
it's
Also,
tough for Kenneth Walker
we
owners.
talk about the passing game too. Again, 12 total passes. Rashid Shaheed, give him time. I'm not
Yeah.
worried about
Yeah.
him at all.
In a good matchup, like
Oh
they'll
yeah.
use him.
Oh yeah. In a high scoring matchup, they just went up early and played smart football. That's all
Yep.
they needed
Yep.
to do.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett, another top 12 week. That's 4 straight for him.
Wow.
So he's been great. Bam Knight looked like a bum, and then DeMarcado took over and actually ran decent.
I
But
mean, he had one 55-yard run on 4 of his carries. So like
yeah,
that's a little bit
yeah,
of
yeah.
but yeah, he did have one.
Um, yeah, this offense though with Brissett has been so much better. Marv went 3 for 33 and a touchdown. Trey McBride also, yeah, Marv had 12 targets. That's crazy. Trey McBride went 9 of 13 targets for 127 yards and a touchdown. Tight end one on the week again.
Yeah.
He's by far and away my tight end one rest of the season.
Yeah.
He is so good
I
with
think that's
Brissett.
fair to say.
There's also a chance this team is now 3-6, the Cardinals. They
And
started 2-0. They're now 3-6. And it feels like they're gonna shut down Kyler Murray and they're gonna say, we're gonna get you healthy and trade you.
yeah, yeah,
So
I agree. And I think he's just more consistent than Bowers. You just can't go wrong.
yeah,
But like, yeah, I'd agree McBride's tight end one.
yeah. Oh, it's so fun owning him.
Yeah, I had him last year,
Oh
but
my
I don't
gosh.
have any shares this
I
year.
love having him in my
Yeah, no,
league
I
this
feel
year.
good firing up that tight end position every week.
Rams also dropped over 40 in a blowout over the Niners. Stafford again 4 touchdowns in this game. Kyron carried well, 2 touchdowns. People continue to talk about, oh, Corum's getting a lot of carries. Doesn't matter. It's Kyron's backfield. They're literally giving Corum carries because they're blowing teams out. This Rams team is 7-2. They're very good.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah,
and then you have again Devontae Adams. You have Puka Nacua. They're still both of them are killing it. So
yeah.
it's like just stop worrying about Kyron, please. Like this team is so good. It doesn't matter what's gonna happen. He's gonna get in the end zone one way or another. He's gonna get the carries.
Yep.
If it's a close game, he's gonna get even more than his 14 carries, which is still good.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, a couple things. I think we brought up Drake May and Jonathan Taylor in the
yeah.
MVP conversation. I think Stafford
Stafford's
is
number
in
three.
he's in that
Yeah.
conversation as well.
He's
Like
probably the
just
favorite,
unreal.
actually.
That doesn't surprise
Stafford's
me.
the
I mean,
favorite. I want to say Drake May is two.
he's been like so good this year.
Yeah.
Like far and above elite. Like it's not even that can't even describe it. But I will say though, like I agree with you. Kyron's clearly the guy. He's the goal line guy.
Yeah.
He's the touchdown guy. He's the one there. But Corum is one of those guys like I
Pick him
talked about
up.
this
Yeah.
strategy where like I had an open roster spot. I was looking at the waivers. I saw Corum there. Like if something happens to Kyron, think of it's the same work that Corum would
Yeah.
get for Kyron. So that's just the strategy there. He's already getting some work. So like
Yeah.
pick up those guys if you have a
Oh
open
yeah.
roster spot. And then if they don't get hurt, like you could just drop them the next week, pick up a guy that you need for that week.
Yeah.
But like it is a good strategy that could work out for you
Oh
to
yeah.
so I
Yeah.
but I completely agree. It's all Kyron.
I will
Um
say Kyron had a season low 58% snaps, but again, it's a blowout. Like
yeah,
you
it
can't look
was
into that
it was
much.
not close.
They do have some tough matchups ahead, but still, it's like it doesn't matter when you're getting all the volume.
Yep.
Mac Jones was good again. Christian McCaffrey doing more work through the air, 8 for 66
Yep.
on 10 targets. Juwan Jennings and Kittle are also looking good since they've
Yeah.
been both back. Kittle went 9 for
Especially
84
Kittle,
and a
yeah.
touchdown. Jennings went 6 for 71 and a touchdown. Like both of them have been good along with McCaffrey. There's not much else you want out of this team. But
Yeah.
honestly, like Kittle, we knew he was must start. Juwan Jennings to me is getting to a point where it's like wide receiver two, fire him up. Because as
Really?
long as Pearsall is out, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Let me pull
Like
up
wide
the
receiver two in fantasy, you're
no,
saying?
no, like a top 24.
Oh, oh yeah. I don't know. That
Yeah,
seems a
like
little
a wide
high.
receiver two for
No?
your team. No, because since coming back, right? Like they had some tough matchups. They hit Atlanta and Houston, where Kittle also had bad weeks, those
Does, yeah.
weeks. The last 2 weeks, though, good matchups. They had the Giants and the Rams. Last week against the Giants, he went 4 for 41 and a touchdown, 14 points. This week against the Rams, he went 6 for 71 and a touchdown, 17 points. And his snap share went up to 92% this week. Like
Yeah.
he's on the field. Without Pearsall, they don't have other people to throw to.
I see what like why you'd say that, but that feels a little early for me to call him a top 24 play. I
I think I definitely feel like it's early to say that, but I think for the time being, you should fire him up as
but
a wide
those
receiver
are
too.
also guys you have to get ahead of and go get them while
But
they're
with his production right now, how can you say he's like only a flex play? You know what I
no
mean? Like you got to feel confident about it.
yeah,
There
no.
are some tougher matchups. The next 3 weeks is Arizona, Carolina's a hard one, Cleveland's not great either. Then they hit the bye, but then the fantasy playoffs, Tennessee, Indy, Chicago, three green matchups.
Is there any like news on guys coming back at that point?
Pearsall at some point will be
And
back.
IU's
Yeah.
just a
That's what
mystery.
I'm saying for the time being. It is Jennings
Yeah.
as a wide receiver too. But yeah, once Pearsall's back,
But
like
yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, with that being said,
Yeah.
I don't think either one of us said this, but you could sell on Jennings.
Yeah, you could.
This
Yeah.
could be a good time to sell on Jennings, honestly.
I probably would if I owned him, but
Yeah, and then the third game of the afternoon was the Lions, another 40-point outing
yeah.
against the
Some
Commanders. The
boring
Commanders are
four
done.
o'clock games.
Yeah,
They are
they
just
were
all
all blowouts.
blowouts. Yeah.
Goff looked great. Gibbs, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Monty also got as many carries. JMO looks good, dude. I'm telling you, with Dan Campbell calling plays now, it's almost like he's back. I'm still hesitant to start him. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that, but I'm not afraid
It
of
feels like a Quentin,
going
a
and getting him or
QJ.
something. Yeah. Yeah, I had this kid. He's like, please, dude, I just need Jameson for this 1 week. I'll send him back after. I'm like, dude,
That's not how
I'm
it
not
works.
sending him to you for Parker Washington. Like, I don't want Parker Washington.
Especially if it has no use to you that
Yeah, it
week.
has nothing. They were all bad trades. I was like, all right,
That's
I'm
crazy.
not doing this. JMO, 6 for 119 and a touchdown, 7 targets. Amon-Ra, 5 for 58 and a touchdown. That's this
Laporta
offense.
had another good
Laporta, 5
like
for
yeah,
53.
for a tight
But
end.
with Dan Campbell calling, this looks great for fantasy for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So,
it did look very good.
yeah.
Everyone that's looks like that
Gibbs,
Lions
Gibbs
we
8,
know.
Jameson 8.
It was a
Amon-Ra's
great
gonna do
matchup,
his thing
but
anyways. Oh yeah.
yeah, but like this is what you expect from the Lions
Oh yeah.
offense.
Mariota, he looks good. He's great for fantasy. He really is. He had 19 points this week just because he has the rushing floor too, but he didn't even rush that much. It's still though. Chris Rodriguez got in the end zone. How many carries did Bill get?
11.
11. Ugh. They have a nice matchup against Miami this week. So if he can perform, awesome. If not, I think you can drop him after that because they'll
Yeah.
hit the bye anyways.
It's funny. Sleeper hasn't projected like 13 points every week.
That's
I don't think he's
ridiculous.
scored above like eight
Yeah,
in a
yeah, he
week. I
hasn't.
don't think he has. So
Zach Ertz looks good.
yeah, but Debo
Debo got in
scored.
the end zone. It wasn't pretty, but it's all
Yep,
right.
Ben Sinnott, the future Trey McBride in everyone's
Ben's in it.
eyes,
Yeah,
scored a
yeah,
touchdown. So
yeah,
there's still some hope.
yeah. Sunday night we had the Chargers and Steelers. Chargers come away. They dominated this game. They
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
dominated. Rodgers looked rough. Warren was actually pretty solid, 14 for 70. Gainwell didn't even get a carry. Um, yeah, Warren had a couple catches too. DK was a bum. DK is starting to concern me.
Yeah.
DK is starting to concern me. He had 7 targets, which you like, but 3 for 35 is just nothing there. He is touchdown dependent. We mentioned it last week. I think that's
It's
that.
just when he like, yeah, doesn't get in the end zone, it's such a bad week. Like
Yeah.
it's so bad. Like he
Yep.
just doesn't get the volume that like we kind of pictured in a lot of ways.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
um
the Chargers, Herb looked good again. Kamani Vidal. This was the week where it's after a bad week, he has a good week, and
yep,
this was this week.
yep,
25 for 95 and a touchdown. He looked good. He had a catch too. Ladd 4 for 107 and one. Quentin Johnston 5 for 42 on 10 targets. Keenan was the odd man out. Gadsden got hurt early on, but he had 6 targets before that.
yep,
Yeah, this was an odd man out week for Keenan. I think this was very clearly Ladd's going to get the ball, and then they looked at Huge's way. I
yep.
think this was I want to say this is because the Steelers run a lot of too high, and that's where Quentin thrives. So I think it's very much what the defense runs is who you want to target in these games. So I played Huge. I wasn't upset with 9 points. Obviously, if he got in the end zone, it would have been a great week. But yeah, 10 targets is a lot of volume. You like that every week, but it
Yeah.
feels like it's Lad.
It's definitely Ladd in my eyes as the one,
Yeah,
but the Keenan is starting. I think he's starting to
Keenan.
slowly
Yeah,
roll on Keenan.
you
I
can.
mean, it was two
You
for
can.
19, and the last play of the game, they ran like a touch pass to get him the record-breaking pass. So that
Yeah.
was like a 10-yard play. So like really, this was like a one reception game for him.
Holy.
Um,
Kamani Vidal was on the field for 93% of snaps. That is true
wow,
workhorse.
yeah.
They go on bye after this week.
I
Tough
had
matchup,
I
but
had a buddy in a dynasty league have to start Jarrett Patterson
oh, played
because
5% of
he just
snap.
traded all his running
Yeah.
backs, but
But
just had to
Lad
shout
was
that
on the
out.
field 71% of snaps. Quentin was on 82. Quentin's always out there. Keenan was at 51. It doesn't feel good.
No,
It
yeah,
really doesn't.
it doesn't. But Ladd, I like he's a wide receiver
Yeah,
one. Like
Lad,
he's kind of like what you
you can
drafted
be
him to
confident.
be.
Wide receiver one is sketch, but
I think a top
high end
12.
wide receiver
Yeah,
two.
okay. That's
That's
fair
more
as
what I
well.
feel.
Yeah. Not much.
Yeah, Monday night. Oh, this is gonna be quick. And what we thought would be an
Yeah.
amazing game, Eagles, Packers.
If you like
Jalen
defense,
Hurts was
it was a
poopy.
good game.
Devontae Smith, 4 for 69 and a touchdown. AJ Brown disappeared. Saquon, it was a decent day because he had some receptions as well. 22 carries is awesome.
You.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Love looked meh. Josh Jacobs, he got in the end zone
He had a
again.
really
He's
good
still
day. He
good.
had
Yeah.
5 catches too.
Yep.
Their whole offense is him. Like you could
Yep.
tell in that game, like they
They want to go
on the
through it.
4th and 2 play for the game on the line, they do an inside zone to Jacobs. Like they don't trust Love,
Yep.
especially with a bunch of receivers out. Even Dobbs went
Who
down in
led the
this
team in
game.
targets? He passed 36 times.
It's actually a good question. It was Wicks.
8 for Wicks. Ooh,
Wicks made
that's an interesting
some
name.
good plays, but like there's just like with Dobbs going
There's
down, he
so
went
many
down early in
people.
this game, and I don't know,
He got
like
hurt.
yeah,
How
but
long is he
he's
supposed to
good.
be?
He's good. I
He's
think he
good.
actually came back into the game
Okay.
later on,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
it
Watson had
the
another
receiving
20,
room
20
looks
yarder.
rough right
Yeah.
now. So yeah,
Yeah.
but not for fantasy wise,
It
not much to talk
sucks losing
about.
Kraft.
Yeah,
Oof.
big time.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize how much it would affect the Packers offense, but it affects it
Oh
big
yeah.
time.
All right. Well, there's the recap. Beautiful. Let's hit the waivers. A lot of repeats of last week. This is repeats. Trey Benson is still owned under 50% of leagues on
What?
ESPN. Please pick up Trey
Are you
Benson.
serious?
Like
Wow.
it really seems like this week might be the week.
Especially with Brissett like playing the
Yeah,
way
with
he's playing,
Brissett.
like that offense
But
is functional.
also that team like they need Benson. Like Dean
Yeah.
Mercado and Bam Knight suck.
Yeah.
They're really bad. So
Yeah.
like they need
Wow,
Benson.
that's
But
crazy.
it also might be like they don't want to rush him back because they're so bad. But we'll see. Tyler Algier got in the end zone twice. It's another one of those handcuffs. Same with Corum. We're saying pick up Corum again. Spears coming off a bye, maybe some juice for the Titans, and then pick up Singletary. Yeah, why not?
Yep.
Nothing super exciting for the running backs. Wide receivers, a lot of repeats. Parker Washington's still on there. Alec Pierce is legit. That dude has been really good.
Yeah.
I think he would be my priority out of the week.
Mm.
Alec Pierce. They're going on bye this week, but still, I still like Alec Pierce.
Good time to add
Yep.
if you have space.
Trey Tucker, I think, is still worth adding. People aren't going to like what he did in the first game without Jacoby. He was fine.
But Denver, he
Yep.
got Denvered.
Yep. I still think Christian Watson is worth a shot because of the deep balls.
Yep.
I think Kayshon Boutte too. He was hurt, but he should be back soon, should play a role. And Tez Johnson, I like Tez. I like Tez a lot.
Yeah.
And then last one for receivers is Jaden Higgins. Um, I think Jaden Higgins is starting to get more work. He's starting to carve a role. I really like Alec Pierce the most though, and I'd say Parker Washington as well.
Yeah, I like Pierce. Trey Tucker if he's available.
Trey
You got
Tucker
to go
too.
get him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Trey
think this is
Tucker
a
too.
good even a trade can. I don't think we have. Oh, maybe we do have him as bias,
Nope,
but oh
not
no.
not a
Well,
buy.
you should go get him in that sense too if he's on another team because
Yep.
that was an outlier week. I think.
Yeah, I agree. Quarterbacks, I think Trevor Lawrence is very much play him in the right matchups, but he's worth owning because he's been good in good matchups, like really good in good
That just
matchups.
hurts to say. That feels gross to
It does,
say.
but he's been
Yeah,
really good in
yeah,
good matchups.
yeah. He has some rushing
I
ability.
love
Yeah,
Mariota for fantasy. He's been so good for fantasy. Him and Brissett, it's like they're under the radar guys because they're
yeah,
backups. Yet Brissett, like I said, 4 straight weeks as a top 12 quarterback. And then Mariota, like the rushing upside too, 19 points this week. Like they're gonna have games they're playing down as well. So it's
yeah.
like those two guys I like a lot.
I
I
think.
still like Flacco as well until Burrow is back.
Mhm,
So a lot of people dropped him because of the bye. A lot of people are going to drop him because Burrow's coming back. Burrow's coming back. It's
mhm.
still at least another 2 weeks of Flacco.
Yeah.
So I like those. Priority ad, honestly, for me, it was Jacoby Brissett. It's
Yeah.
weird, but it is.
I'd probably say Flacco, just if he's available. Or
Short
out of
term.
those three
Yeah, he's
guys
short
or
term.
four guys, but yeah, short term, yeah.
Yeah. Tight ends, we got Loveland again. Theo Johnson's been great. Pick him up. Otten, he's also been great. You should pick him up. Juwan Johnson's been great too. And then we're still in unlikely. They have such a cakewalk of a schedule remaining, so
Hmm.
that's why we're in on those guys.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think the priority for me is going to be either Theo or Juwan Johnson.
For tight end, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if Otten's available, he's been on
he's
such a
been
heater.
good
I'll
too.
talk about him a
Yeah,
little later, but
I
like
think
five
those
straight
three.
double-digit games at the tight end position in
Yeah.
PPR, like you can't ask for much more. Like a guy that's could
Yep.
be on waivers, you have to go get that. So,
Yeah, I agree. Um, Yeah, priority the most though out of all these guys, I would say Alec Pierce and Parker Washington. Like especially if you need receiver, go get them immediately.
I
So,
think at this point in the season, priority can matter on your team. Like if
oh,
you
it
have
will
a
definitely
Bijan
matter for
or a
my team.
Kyron Williams, like your priority should be LG or locking up LG
Yep,
or Corum. Like or backup
definitely,
running backs that like of your big time players. Like this is the time to do it. So
definitely.
to get ahead of the jump because then big time playoff teams are just gonna pick them up before like
Yep,
just because they have space. So yeah.
yep. Um, Droppable guys, Chuba once again. It's time to cut him. Kyler, you can drop now that he hit IR. Fields, you can drop. He's just so bad. Matthew Golden, I think you can drop too. Although again, this is a situation like they looked like they could use him. So who knows?
Yeah.
Probably still feel okay dropping him. I'd feel okay dropping Mooney. Hunter Henry, I'd feel okay dropping. He hasn't had double-digit points in a long time.
Hmm.
Couldn't even tell you the week.
Touchdown dependent.
Yep. Evan Ingram's a bum. You can drop him. Hawkinson, I'd even drop Hawkinson for sure this week. I
Yep.
think there's no production with JJ McCarthy.
Yep.
And then lastly, Cooper Kupp. Now that Rashid Shaheed is there, you can easily drop Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
Um, all right, there are our waivers. Let's do trade targets. I'll go through my buys first. My buys of the week. I'm buying Brock Purdy. They have an amazing fantasy playoff schedule. It's like 3 greens in a row. It's not going to be pretty until then. They have a week 14 bye,
Hmm.
but I love it specifically for the playoffs. My running back is Chase Brown. Again, you're gonna have to buy high here because he's been
Yeah.
productive
He's
with
coming off the
Flacco.
heat.
Burrow's gonna come back soon too. Um, but again, a juicy playoff schedule, good schedule rest of the way. I
Hmm.
just like Chase Brown here. I'm in on for receiver Michael Pittman. I
I
think
like that.
one down week. He's been so good this season. Like I don't think he's as good as his wide receiver 6 overall tag from last week. Like he's not a top 12 guy in my opinion. but
Yeah.
I'd start him confidently as a wide receiver too, week in and week out, high
Yeah.
end as well.
I
So I
agree.
think after a down week, you could probably be confident in Pittman. And then this is a super low buy. It's Isaiah Likely. The schedule is just so good that I want him or Andrews, and I feel like
We're both
on this
likely
show,
guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're much bigger Likely guys. So yep, Likely it is.
Okay. My buy, Ant just mentioned it. Like, it is time to start thinking about playoff schedule a little bit, fantasy playoff schedule.
Mhm.
So going off of that, my buy is Jared Goff for QBs.
I
I
like it.
think just him alone, he's always been this like low end QB1, always in that like bottom tier, but he has big weeks and he's part of one of the best offenses in the NFL. Like, he's the reason it runs.
Yep.
So, and it's a really good playoff schedule too. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but it's a bunch of green.
Yep.
My running back buy is Woody. This feels like one that like should be kind of too late based on
You
like
might
how
have to
it's in the
buy
direction, but
high.
I would
Yeah.
buy high. I don't know
Yeah.
like how high I'd be willing to go, but I think this is like a legitimate league winner. We've been talking about him like the past
80%
few
of snaps
weeks.
this week.
And the big piece was like with a running back like Nick Chubb is like what are you getting at the goal line carries? Because that's what
Hmm.
you kind of worry about, but he's getting them now. So I would buy high on Woody. My buy receiver, this one was weird. It's Justin Jefferson. It feels so weird to say that because
Right.
this feels like an untouchable guy every other year. But
Speaking of, let me
I
see.
mean, JJ McCarthy has kind of put them in that situation where he's not really producing with Jettas, or not Jettas isn't producing with JJ McCarthy.
Yep.
I trust Kevin O'Connell. I trust the system. I trust the targets that he's getting. I think this is just the lowest you'll be able to get him right now
Yep.
if someone's willing to give up. But yeah, check in on Jettas depending on like where
He
that
hasn't
person.
accepted my trade.
Yeah, so check in on Jettas depending on where that owner's at with their
For
team,
sure.
but
Yeah.
check in. Then my other buy is Theo Johnson. I
Like
think
it.
he's still like an under the radar name, but if when Dart's healthy, like he seems to be his guy. Like he had 7 catches on 8 targets, I think. He's really starting to have a good floor now too. He's not just a touchdown guy anymore.
Yep.
So yeah, go get Theo Johnson.
Yeah, for cells, I like those by the way. But for cells, we both are kind of like it feels like a weird week to try
Sell
and sell
mode,
people.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have a quarterback to sell. Running back, if you even have this guy on your roster, sell DeMercado. I think with Benson coming back, like that feels stupid. Like just drop him. Like, um, this is my biggest sell. I don't have a tight end either, but this is my big sell is Jerry Jeudy. I think after the 20-point game, people are gonna start being in on him again. I really think so because he was so good last year. So I think this would be the time to get out. The Jets are just a bad defense without Sauce and without
Yeah.
Quinn Williams. So yeah, I think this is a perfect time to sell Judy. Somebody's gonna want him and say, hey, you know what? That was a good week for Judy. He'll be back.
I feel like that's the only reason you rostered Judy, is to wait for him to have a big week and then
Yeah,
sell.
so yeah.
And then nothing for the tight
He's been
end.
droppable, like literally. So
Yeah.
yeah,
All right, my sells. You'll probably see a theme here, but my first sell at quarterback is Flacco or nobody. I think like you could ride this boat out with Flacco until Burrow comes back, but
I
at the same,
personally would.
yeah, I would as well. That's why I said or nobody. But like, if you could get a big price for him, someone wants to pay up in like a super flex league, or I don't know. We're mostly talking about like single QB leagues
I've
as
seen a number
on this
of
show,
Burrow
but.
owners though pick up Flacco, which means it's just ride it out until
Yeah,
Burrow's
yeah.
back.
But
Yeah,
like if you could get a price that's good and you probably have other quarterbacks available if you have Flacco as
yeah,
your start, then
yeah,
like do it. My running back sells are Vidal, Kimani Vidal and Rashad White. It's just the fact that they are guys that are in place of guys that are on the mend of return, but it's kind of
yeah.
gloomy in both
They're both
scenarios.
weird ones. Like
Yeah, no timetable.
yeah, Vidal, like they have a tough matchup against the Jags, and then they go on bye, and then Hampton could be back after that. But at the same time, it's like it's worse than they originally thought,
Yeah,
and they
yep,
haven't updated us with anything on him recently. Rashad White, they just came out and said no timetable for Bucky Irving, so it's like
exactly.
both of them you could sell, especially if you think Bucky's going to come back sooner than that timetable suggest, the no timetable suggests. But
But it
yeah,
also depends on your team. If you're in a really good spot where like you kind of happen to stumble upon Vidal and Rashad and you're already a good team to begin with,
yeah,
there are teams itching just to get into a playoff spot.
yeah,
So you could sell like at a premium just so they could have a couple good weeks with those guys.
yep.
So like think about that aspect too of like like, what's your outlook for your team? Are you easily going to make the playoffs? Do you really need these guys to get
Yep,
there? But yeah, or nobody. Like it was kind of just those sells based on injured guys coming back.
for
My sell
sure.
at receiver, I know we've been talking up Brissett a lot and getting Marvin involved. I'm gonna sell Marvin Harrison. I still don't believe it's a consistent volume or consistent production for him. And the playoff schedule is a little tough.
Is it? Here,
I know they
let's
have
pull it
Tampa
up.
Bay, Atlanta, I think maybe Denver.
I'll pull it up right
Yeah,
now.
pull it up. But I
Because
did see some
with the
bread.
volume, I'm like,
I know, but
oh, they have four beautiful games coming up: San Fran, Jacksonville, Tampa, and the Rams. All teams you can throw on. But then you get Houston. He's matched
Houston,
up with
yep, that
Stingley, and then Atlanta, which who's that?
Terrell,
Terrell, yeah,
yep.
AJ Terrell, which that's all. Those two are brutal, and then you get Cincinnati, which is nice. But
Yeah.
like,
So you can't like come too much about playoff schedule. I guess it's like
yeah,
not horrible because like he has three
the
really good
next
weeks to
few
get
weeks
there.
are really good. But
But I don't know. I just still like don't trust that this is his
yeah,
breakout season, that it's like full go. So like if people view it that way, they want to get on it early, then get a premium for him.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah, and then no tight end
Yeah,
as well.
nothing at
So.
tight end.
All right, let's do starts and sits of the week. If we go back to last week, Vinny had another good week last week. I was okay. Dart was a hit as a start. Rico was a hit as a start. Addison was not even on 11 targets. Kincaid got hurt.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a
tough.
miss too. Daniel Jones was okay, so not a great sit. Benson didn't play. Olave cooked. Musgrave was a good call. So you could say I was around 5 of 8. Um, Vinny had Goff as a start, great. Judkins was okay.
Yeah, I would.
Tet was
Yeah,
okay. Theo Johnson was good. Fields was a great sit. Bucky didn't play. Quinton, fine sit. He only had
I
nine
mean,
points.
yeah,
The volume was there, though.
yeah,
I
yeah.
almost burned you. And then Fandom was a solid sit too.
I've
So
heard tight end. That
I'd
was a
say you're
good.
around like
Yeah,
six
we
of
were both
eight.
about the
Yeah.
same.
This week, my start of the week at quarterback is Justin Herbert. This is bounce back week against Jacksonville. Davis Mills was the number one quarterback against them this past week. So
Okay,
I think it's going to be a good week for
I
Herbert.
like
I
it.
also think Jacksonville's a good enough team where they're going to be forced to throw more. They just went up so early against the Steelers, and it's like, all right, let's just run the ball.
Yeah,
I think Jacksonville is going to keep up, and it's going to be a much more of a close game than this last week was.
I like that. My start at quarterback is Flacco versus Pittsburgh. It's a rematch of the Unk Bowl.
Yeah.
The last time it was a pretty
He
high scoring
cooked.
game.
He cooked.
Yeah, and both quarterbacks, him and Rodgers, did well. So, same situation. He's got Jamar, he's got T. Higgins, he's got Chase Brown. Like all the weapons are there. It should be another good matchup, and Flacco's just been slinging it. Like I don't
Yeah,
think you could sit him right now.
yeah, I love that call. I actually you put him in first, but I probably would have
You would have
said
done,
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
My running back of the week is Judkins versus the Ravens. The volume is there. This is also a great matchup. It didn't turn out that great against a weak Jets defense, but I think he'll be just fine this week.
He's just got to get in the end zone.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
what's been killing him. But I like that. I hope so.
Hmm.
My start of the week at running back is Woody Marks against the Titans. This feels like the last chance to. That's why he's a big time buy for me
Yeah,
this week because this is a juicy matchup against the Titans, and
yeah.
it feels like it's just all leaning towards Woody right now.
Hmm.
Even in a blowout, like I feel like they'd still rely on Woody. Like I think they don't want to just give
Yep,
Nick Chubb carries in a blowout. Like
yep.
he's not like at a point in his career for that. So like it just feels like this kind of one of these can't miss. Like I want to start him all over the place,
So I felt with
but I know
Vidal
the
against
doll.
them,
Like
and he
I don't want to
choked.
say the can't miss, but like I will. I You can't always think about that. I would confidently start Woody
I
Marks
would
this
too,
week. Yeah,
yeah. I'm going deep dive at the wide receiver position. Trey
I
Tucker,
like
but
it.
they get Dallas. It's the juiciest matchup on paper this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should bounce back in a big way. I think he could, I don't think he's going to have that 40-point outing he did from early on in the season, but I think he could actually have like over 20 points this week and we wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, that feels like it could just be like a shootout. Like I don't
Eh,
know, like
eh,
maybe not with Gino,
yeah,
but like
Monday night
they're
shootout.
gonna have to throw to keep up with Dallas.
Yeah,
So yeah, I like that call. My start is AJ Brown against Detroit. I just feel like
mind it.
I'm kind of playing like the like, oh, Devontae had a big week. AJ Brown
Devontae's
had,
the one
yeah,
though.
AJ Brown had a bad week. Like, but I think the Eagles know that you can't let AJ Brown have like two, three bad weeks in a row. He's gonna let you hear it. He's gonna let the media hear it.
He's
Like
gonna
that's
start
I
reading
hate
his
to
book.
I hate to use that logic, but I feel like that's how it's worked with him.
Yeah,
So like it's also a good matchup, all things considered. It's gonna
in
be like a
Detroit.
prime
Yeah,
time, high scoring game. Which it should be, but I don't know. I like AJ Brown. I don't think you could just look at these duds and be like, "Ah, I gotta sit AJ Brown." Like if you get, I think you have to start him this week, and
yeah,
I'd feel comfortable doing it.
yeah. I don't mind that.
But it's a
M-
weird one.
My tight end start of the week. Theo Johnson versus the Packers. It's actually not too bad for tight ends. I remember saying this earlier on in the season where that's the one weakness for the Packers. It's like the same thing with the Patriots. It's like their one defensive weakness. And Theo Johnson's just been getting it done, volume and everything too. So yeah, I like Theo Johnson. Whether Dart starts or not, I think he'll get volume.
Yeah, someone's got to catch passes for the Giants. So
Yeah.
my start of the week at tight end is K. Otten versus Buffalo. Now, when I put
Really?
this in, Ant let me know that Buffalo is the best defense
Yep.
against fit for fantasy
Yep.
points against tight ends. I don't care. I'm starting K. Otten. He's been on a heater. Someone, like I said with the Giants, someone has to catch passes for the Bucks. Baker
Mhm.
gets people involved. K. Otten's on a heater. I trust it. I'm not going to sit it because of a matchup. I'm gonna probably start him in one of my leagues this week. That's my start of the week at tight end.
All
I
right.
like Kadon continuing his hot streak.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna fade the analytics.
Yeah, my quarterback sit of the week is the opposite of same game as my start with Justin Herbert. I'm sitting Trevor Lawrence against the Chargers. He is very good in good matchups and very bad in bad matchups. So I think this is a bad matchup, and this is a time you want to sit Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah, my sit of the week is unfortunately, this hurts to say, but Jordan Love against the New York Giants. I feel like 2 weeks ago I was saying he's startable every week. He heats up in the second half. That's clearly not the case this year
Been
so
rough.
far. This feels like an okay matchup to bounce back in. That game against the Eagles just showed me they don't trust Jordan
He
Love. And
needs
like
craft, dude.
I'm getting too away from fantasy, but you need trust in the quarterback to have good fantasy performances.
Mhm.
I think, yeah, the Kraft injury meant a lot more to the whole Packers offense than I think people realized.
Yep.
But I just don't think you could confidently start him. And I'm gonna use my sit against the Giants this week.
Yep, my running back sit of the week. Ken Walker versus the Rams. You could also say Charbonnet here too if you want to do like a double. I know I've done that in the past with some of these like committee
Yeah,
backfields, but I'm thinking if somebody's going to score, it'll be Charbonnet as it has been. I think Ken Walker's in for a rough week. This
yeah,
is the number one run defense in the league, so it's for fantasy at least. Um,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, and Ken Walker it hasn't been producing anyways, so
I think that's a good one to say because Ken Walker feels like that name. It's like I
it's the
can't
name,
fit Ken
yeah.
Walker. You can,
You
like you
can,
confidently
especially in
can.
this week. Yeah.
Yeah, because he just but yeah, I like that one. My this feels like kind of a gimme, but my running back actually maybe not. He got some volume, but my running back
They get some
sit
volume.
against for this running back this week is Tyrone Tracy against Green Bay. Green Bay is just a juggernaut against running backs on defense, and their defense is just legit in general.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just don't like Tracy's chances this week.
Yeah, I'm in on that. I'm the Tet Whisperer. He is my sit of the week. I sat him earlier in the year against Atlanta, and I'm gonna sit him again here. He hasn't been producing that well lately.
Yeah, it's been like just that floor we
It's
talked
been of
about.
like 8 though, which is
Yeah,
not a
8 to
great
10.
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sitting Tet or at least again maybe a fade because you might have to start Tet. Tet's a
Yeah, yeah.
great player, but yeah, it's at least a fade. And I'm 2 for 2 on Tet sits this
All
season,
right.
so we'll see if I can make it three
Okay.
for
All
three.
right. My sit at receiver is Cortland Sutton against Kansas City. Um,
Eh,
he feels like he's trending in the direction of like not even playing for a lot of people,
yeah.
but or starting for a lot of teams in general. But this is just a tough matchup. It,
The where you drafted him though, it's one of those. It's
I know.
hard to sit him.
Yeah, I
I'm sitting him
know.
in our league though because I have better receiving options, but still, it's like man,
We've just seen like Pat Bryant, Franklin get more involved.
yeah,
Um,
Pat Bryan a little
and
bit.
that like
Really, Troy
it
Frank.
just doesn't seem like that same connection that they had last year,
I
Nix
know.
and Sutton. So especially in this matchup,
It's a brutal
Kansas City is
matchup.
a tough
Yeah.
matchup.
Yeah.
Knicks hasn't looked great these past couple weeks,
Looked
so
awful last week.
I would confidently sit Cortland Sutton this week.
Yep. My sit of the week at tight end is Mark Andrews. What a surprise. It's a hard matchup. It's against the Browns, and he had 1 point against them in week two this season with like only 3 targets. So yeah, I'm confident in sitting Andrews this week. Like I'd be very comfortable to do so. I think also it's important to note that oh well, Lamar's back. Well, Lamar was there in week two when he had 1 point. So
Yeah, I almost did Mark Andrews as my start so I could fade. One of us was right because we're wrong about him every week as our
yeah.
sit. But for my sit of the week at tight end, I went with Hunter Henry against the
Mhm.
Jets. I think you mentioned him as a drop candidate. He's
Yeah.
just way too touchdown dependent. And that like it's I guess with sitting tight ends, it's tough for the tight end position just because like it's not very deep. You're gonna have to have some bad weeks where maybe you start a Hunter Henry, but I just like I don't know. I think you should look to other options.
Yeah, I definitely agree
Yeah.
with that one, even if it is a good matchup.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that'll do it. We covered everything. Um, we have what, maybe one more or maybe 2 more weeks of trade targets, but
Yeah.
it's no more than 2 more weeks of trade targets before that section's done for the year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, good luck this week. Only 2 teams on bye, so that's always nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll do it. See you all in the next episode.
Peace.